This episode of The Riff with UCLA Shenanigans is brought to you by Norm the Gnat, Jim Davis's comic before he drew Garfield. Okay, now do the intro.
Welcome to the Riff Podcast, the only podcast on UCLA radio hosted by me, Noah Stern.
And me, Rafe Burstein, the only one.
The only one indeed. Now, on the Riff, we like to talk to local campus comedians. Today, we are joined by two wonderful guests, the illustrious, the beautiful Stephen Ryder.
Oh, that's me. Yes, hello.
Woo!
Hi, I'm Stephen Ryder.
Oh, now I'll think we started here because of all the extra claps.
And the returning guest, Grace Cohen.
How's it going?
Oh, good to have you guys back in the studio. Stephen is our first alum we've had in the office today.
That's true. Vincent was the first near alum. You remember Vincent?
Yeah. What's he up to?
He came in like the day before he graduated.
Nice.
That's a nice time.
Nice time indeed. So today, it's been a crazy day for me. I know it's been crazy for Rafe too. We had rehearsals. We have all this prep for a show we got on Friday. More details coming soon about that.
In the plugs
at the end. But for now, I wanted to talk about jobs. Because our very own Stephen Ryder is in the workforce now.
Well, while he's here, should we ask him what got him started in shenanigans, etc.?
I think we should. Stephen, tell us a little about yourself.
Oh, boy. Going back to when I was just a wee lad, 2016 fall. I was new, transferred to campus, and I like comedy, obviously. And I just went to go see what was out there, and the Welcome Week show was pretty tight. One of the couple things that stood out to me at that particular time was Salma Zaki. Her set, I thought, killed that night pretty particularly, and I went up to her after the show. I was like,
"Oh yeah,
that was
Salma
really
kills."
Salma does kill, yeah. And so I was like, "Hey, you're really funny," and she's like, "Hey, come to a stand-up meeting," and then I signed my own death certificate there.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So yeah,
wow.
We've actually heard a lot from a lot of people who come in and say that seeing Salma do stand-up inspired them to do comedy at UCLA.
Even Salma herself.
Yes, she was like, I looked in a mirror and
in
that's what I knew.
In a moment of uncharacteristic narcissism.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. And I know, so you're a graduate now, but you were a big proponent of the sketch department. You were in fact sketch head last year.
Yeah. That was pretty all right. And I mean, I don't know if alum is the right word. I just finished up the last requirement, a month ago, and I still haven't filed the paperwork. So, I'm, just basically undocumented at this point. But,
so in a way, he's not our first alum.
Yeah, damn. Well, alumish.
I'm so close. I literally have to go on a form and press enter. Please print out my degree. God, I don't know what the fuck that was.
A little bit of a giggle.
Yeah.
It's, by a demon.
Something like that. That's great. And the sketch department has grown so much since you passed it off. And honestly, it's we feel your influences to this day.
Oh, shut up, you little so-and-so.
We have a WWSD bumper sticker. What would Steven do?
The S stands for Stephen.
Yeah.
If you didn't know.
No, which commonly people say Stefan, but that's not true.
Yeah, I mean, it
This
is.
is a sore subject.
I mean, it's not.
Ass.
No. It's not a.
Is it a PH?
It's a PH. It's a PH.
Man.
But
okay, commonly not a V sound.
Not. Yeah. In other words, and to some extent, everyone got it wrong when they just started this whole trend. PH, yes, Stephen. I mean. And people, they make such a big deal about it. I really don't care one way or another. You can call me Steve, Steven, Stefan, whatever.
Steve.
Stephen Colbert.
Steve.
Yeah, Stevie Nicks. Urkel.
Steve McQueen.
Yeah. The thing that kills me, though, it doesn't bother me, but I just think it's so hilarious.
But it kills you.
Yeah, it kills me in the funny sense, the funny haha. Is that people will know me, for years, and they'll be like, Steven. And then the second they see it written down, they're like, wait,
Stefan?
Is it Stefan? I'm like,
you should one day just be like, it's Stefan.
Yeah, I'm
and
Stefani.
really fuck with people.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
Gwen Stefani.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, if that was Gwen Stefani's name,
That's
it
like
would
my
confuse the fuck out of people.
that's my magician name.
We got quite the question in chat. It says, can Steven y'all about how Shenanigans used to be? Now let's try to decode that as a group. What could that possibly mean?
What does it say?
Can Steven y'all about how Shenanigans
Oh.
used to be?
That is talk. For some reason, the phone will autocorrect Y like apostrophe ALL from talk. I don't know why.
Oh, man.
Oh,
we're-
they just corrected it.
We are
To
not
talk?
edgy teens
Yeah.
who know the internet.
Oh, wow.
My phone autocorrects for some reason when I write to yup with a lot of P's. And for a while, whenever I'd write I think, it would add on afterwards. And I don't know why. And that the first time it happened, I texted someone who I didn't know that well in my class. And I was like, hey, I'm behind you, I think. And then it came out as I'm behind you, I think. So for whatever reason, that person did not talk to me following that experience.
They probably felt uneasy about the
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well,
But can Steven...
I can y'all.
y'all?
About, yeah, I can
Yeah.
y'all about it. I'm not gonna. I don't want to get into like too many specific details because obviously I'm pretty fresh off the boat, and also I don't want to like
What?
air other people's garbage or whatever.
I don't think you know what that phrase means.
Fresh off the. I mean,
Fresh off the
fresh
dinghy.
off of the university boat. Like I just.
Okay.
I
Let's
just
just name sitcoms that he could use as a phrase.
just I don't want to be in the middle,
Yeah.
I don't want to be a modern
He doesn't want
family
to
about it.
Goldberg
He doesn't.
sit up.
He doesn't want to.
I just
Uh,
left
wanna-
Cheers to start not Friends. Frasier.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
don't want to
so
curb their enthusiasm.
Yeah.
now you aren't necessarily going to
Adventure Time.
meetings these days.
No. There's in the student, like the student but non-affiliated with UCLA group, After Dark, and I've been doing the tech for their shows.
Really?
But, yeah, and like people ask me like, hey, since you're not like a student but you're not a student, would you come to meetings? And I can't commit the time just because of work and commutes, and like if I show up late consistently, that's not tolerated for anybody else. And then secondly, it's like I've had my time in the sunlight, like you guys do, but I will show up to support, and I like to make sure that if there's some kind of behind the scenes thing I can do to help y'all do better. I'll help.
Oh, so you're saying we need to do better?
No, I mean, it's like everyone wants to be on stage. Everyone wants to be doing something. So if you have like tech as a big thing,
you would actually be surprised how few people want to be on stage sometimes.
really.
That's facts.
So we've actually had a kind of explosive growth this year in this quarter, especially where like we have more people than we can fit in rooms, and there's even times when like a bunch of people will submit sketches and then be like, oh, I don't want this performed, or like, oh, I don't want to film this. Oh God, no, I'm just here to write and do nothing with it.
I got to submit this for my screenwriting class later.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, that's good and bad, and it's good to have people who have different interests within that scope, because if everyone's dying to be on stage, then you don't get good tech, and tech can really it can make or break a show. But I'm not saying that it does. I'm just saying if you have somebody who's totally disconnected and doesn't have to worry about lines or anything and just framing, I think that goes a long way. And After Dark needs it. They're pretty small still, so and they're all pretty active. Wanted to.
After Dark is an interesting
Entity.
comprised of mostly Shenanigans members, but not affiliated with Shenanigans.
I think they're being reabsorbed into Shenanigans this coming year.
that's-
Are they
Oh, is that correct?
Well, I mean, the leader of After Dark is
graduating?
yes.
Yes.
And I think the current president of Shenanigans does not want After Dark to be associated with Shenanigans. So we'll see how it plays out in the elections.
Yeah, and that's why I didn't want to. I'm not gonna name anything.
Are you giving birth?
No, I'm sorry. I'm just adding in some
She is pooping.
background noise. I am.
Some background
I was going to
gasoline
say,
noise.
that's quite rude.
Whoa!
Yes,
Wow.
a ghost.
But yeah, it's for that reason that I don't want to give any specifics. But I will say what Shenanigans was like in my time was I'd liken it to a local election in a small town where everyone's really invested, and they actually show up to the public forums. but everyone's running for comptroller. And like they're on the platform is like, it could be, we all agree it could be better. When I get in, I'm going to fix it for any department, any whatever. And then they get in and they're like, I've got the power now, but it's only the power of a comptroller. So
Yeah.
It's a power is a beast, that you got to grapple with, especially in a very democratic, it's a very democratic club, which is great for many reasons. And
yeah. It was so democratic that we had a vote that ended in a perfect tie, which then resulted in months of confusion over who our leader was.
Yeah.
But democratic.
And no one bothered to resolve it either.
No, that is true. Until one candidate just went, fuck it, I hate this.
Bless you, Furcon's ghost. Rest in power.
Yeah, rest in power, Furcon's ghost.
Plato wrote that democracy is the step right before tyranny. So
didn't Plato also have something against writing in general, or was that Archimedes?
I love Plato.
Didn't either Archimedes or Plato
like
jerk
with
off in
it.
the streets or something?
they all
playing
fucked
with
kids,
Plato.
I'm pretty sure. So
Everyone's saying a different
Greece.
thing that's distracting. Yeah,
I was just talking about the fun that Plato was.
Yeah.
and Stephen was talking about different fun.
Different fun.
different.
I don't know if that was fun for everyone.
We
Well,
have a few chat messages. Sorry, Stephen.
Sorry,
The chat's not important.
Steven, can you be our events manager? One commenter says.
All right, yeah. Shoot me a DM, Instagram, Twitter, at I am the Ryder. I'll probably get to it in like 3 weeks because I'm really bad about checking my personal stuff.
There you go.
Fair enough. Well,
Somebody-
speaking of personal stuff,
Somebody had said, hi, Grace. Somebody said, if you guys want to see Grace in her prime, and now the message is gone. Check out her cooking YouTube channel.
ooh. Someone's blowing you up.
Ooh,
And then
no.
someone said, Grace still wets her bed.
Well, we knew that. We were
I
talking
I
about
feel
that.
like-
that's been
we were
club
talking
knowledge
about that off
if
air.
that's Sam, hey, listen up, Sam, okay? Sam Cohen, by the way.
Sam
Oh.
Cohen sounds
Is
related
that
to
your
you.
father?
It's my
Is
brother.
it your
Okay.
grandfather?
You think you have power, Sam, but you don't, okay?
Well,
didn't
he's
even-
getting you to talk on a live podcast that goes out to thousands of listeners. So
Dozens.
I'm
even.
changing your name to Cam Sowen. Listen up, Cam Sowen. They don't know who you are, but I do.
Wow.
We're going to shut it. Or
Fair
stop
enough.
typing.
Okay, so we didn't just bring you guys in the studio to talk about how much Grace wets the bed.
Yes.
We are going to talk about jobs. Now,
How
this
much
has been...
does Steven wet the bed?
Yes.
We missed the important one.
Thanks for the
It was
equality
staring
there.
us in the face.
So I'll admit it. I wet the bed.
Yeah, it
but
happens.
Usually when I'm really, really drunk.
Those
But-
dreams get you.
No, not the dream. It's really the alcohol. And so I try like any like story of a shitty, like, or not a shit, but just like a bad a night that ended badly after a Shenanigans party. Also usually ended with a wet bed in the morning. I'll leave it at that.
Well,
Sounds good to me.
Thanks.
But
for
normally
sharing.
most nights I
Right,
I'm not
right.
drunk.
I
So.
want to repeat that. It sounds good to Noah.
It sounds good to me.
He loves it.
Love it. Can't get enough of it.
What advice, Steven, according to the chat, what advice would Steven give to Shenanigans board?
Oh.
Stop being so boring, am I right?
I'm gonna ignite some sort of like shitty fucking shit show. I don't want to. This is
What advice wouldn't you give?
what advice wouldn't I give?
Stay motivated.
I guess one of the things, like my gripe with an established governing body in any sort of comedic circle is that it tends to err on the side of censorship. So I say be less quick to cut things, and more open to like having at least seeing where someone's coming from with their work, whether it's stand-up, sketch, or if they take it to a weird place in an improv scene. And, because we've gone there, and it's a great learning experience. A and B, like Mike Birbiglia said, comedy has to be about something, and it's going to rub someone the wrong way.
That is such a profound quote that when you think about it means absolutely fucking nothing.
It means nothing. But it's like, or like I came up with a joke the other day because I was scrolling through Instagram, and this person was holding up a sign that said, if you are what you eat, then I'm a snack. And they're a bigger person, so my brain went to, well, you're not just a snack. You're like You're all the snacks. You know? and people will be like,
is that your go-to pickup line on Tinder? Hey, you look like you ate all the snacks.
Yeah, you know, you're a bucket.
Hey, I am not physically attracted to you.
No,
that one gets
Wanna
me.
do it.
That one gets me.
I didn't say not physically attracted. You know, the bigger ladies, they, you know.
The harder they fall.
Well, there, you know, it's like what's on the inside, you know. I try to
Exactly.
Yeah. So all the snacks they eat.
Like Shrek would say, an onion, you gotta peel away the layers.
Yeah,
That's the Shrek accent. You got it. An onion, you gotta peel away those layers.
the layers, the
An
onions.
onion.
Always have layers.
What's this donkey doing talking to me?
Get out of me, swamp.
We should redub Shrek.
with Grace doing all the Foley, so
Yeah.
it's just like Shrek walks through the swamp.
I can do the gingerbread man's voice.
Oh, what's it?
Not the gumdrop buttons.
In the
okay.
morning, I'm getting waffles.
I was
Wow,
gonna
that's
say
a
let's
great Eddie
avoid
Murphy.
doing
Thank you,
donkey.
thank you.
That sounds more like Eddie Murphy the man than Eddie Murphy the donkey.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, is there a
Is it
difference?
true? I
No,
just said it
it's
was
not.
true to sound agreeable.
You're right. I did notice he was an animated donkey this whole time. Wow. Okay, back to the topic at hand. I'm very curious.
Jobs,
jobs.
yobby.
Grace, you are a freshman in college.
Yes.
Did you have any jobs going through high school?
I did. I worked as a figure skating instructor.
Whoa,
Yes.
that's talented.
Ice or
Thanks.
rollerblades?
Ice.
Okay.
Ice. Anyways,
My voice gets deeper
Wow,
with every
that was like
repetition.
that was like a disdain in that question.
I did. I taught little kids how to skate. I taught little mini hockey players how to learn to get on the ice and move their feet, and I also taught adult skaters how to do it as well.
How did
And the adult skaters way more liability than the kids.
I
let me tell
imagine.
ya.
I imagine
They-
because they're bigger and they fall harder.
Oh my god, do they? And they think they can do it all. They're like, let me do a twirl, let me do a 3-turn, which is a twirl, but anyways. And
so
then
it's
they would
just
fall.
different names for twirls.
And they would fall and like hit their head, and then you're like, whoa.
Did you make them
Yeah,
wear
kid-
helmets if they were starting out?
Yeah, a lot of the
Okay.
adults wore helmets and pads. Because this one guy was teaching, he wanted to learn how to use hockey skates, and he was skating backwards.
Are hockey skates different than figure skates?
Yes, so a figure skate has a toe pick,
Okay.
which is like
Let's move on. I don't care.
Yeah, anyways. And then, so he fell.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and he was
Right.
like, but he was nice about it. But, you could get in big trouble at the rink for that, especially when you're in charge of them.
Yeah.
And the little kids were fine. It was more their parents that would usually get a little bit insane. Like this one kid wouldn't get up and was just like making snow angels on the ice, and the mom came out and was just like on the ice.
Right, you're gonna
Just-
lose a finger.
Yeah. Well, no, just like you need to pay attention. It was,
Because you might lose a finger.
yeah.
Or, I mean,
yeah.
like you fall as an adult, you're dropping precious cargo. But kids, you can throw them all around. They'll be fine.
Kids
Oh,
really
yeah.
aren't precious at
Yeah,
all.
they
No,
might, and they
no.
might,
None of you raise children.
worst case scenario.
None of you do that.
Yeah.
None
I
of
have
you
7.
either. Don't act like you
I
raise
have
children.
7
Well,
kids, Rafe.
that I
But
know
do you-
about.
Whoa, Rafe High Roller,
Yeah. Do you know how
spreading his apple seeds.
like
Oh
kids
my!
they hurt themselves and they only cry when they
When
learn
they're in pain.
that not even really. It's not like a young like a toddler-esque kid won't cry necessarily if everyone's just cool. Like I've seen a kid bonk his head and he's like, and then everyone's like, "Hey, how's it going?" He's like, he just starts smiling, kind of like a dog. Like how you can
Oh,
smack a dog in the face and it's just like,
Some of the
"Hey,
kids,
play with me."
Some of the
What?
kids on the ice would fall on purpose because they just
reexamine
like to slide around. They would fall on purpose, and then it was cute for the first 10 times. But then when you have to spend 30 minutes on the ice with them, just sliding around on the ice when you're trying to teach a class, it can be disruptive.
Did you have any gripes with your bosses or anything about that?
Oh no!
What were their names?
the kids?
No, the bosses. if they're listening now, and they probably are.
She's probably not. Jackie, she's the best. Love her. She was great. I had no issues with the bosses. They were all great. Everyone was really supportive. Some coaches, they'd give me tips on how to coach, how to stay wary of parents that could be aggressive, not aggressive, physically, but mentally. because, you know, they want their kids that are like 2 to be at the Olympics already. But that's another story.
Damn.
Yeah.
How long are the hours?
Yeah.
Oh,
And pay well. I would imagine if you're like in an instructor position that's skilled.
What's your address?
Yeah. What's your social security payroll?
The thing with the job is that it was literally 4 times a week, and I would just be on the ice for an hour.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, but it was $15.
An hour.
An hour.
That's
look,
good.
I gotta admit that's good
And
wage for shit hours.
Oh yeah, and then I would sometimes coach privately, and that was 30 minutes, and I would get $15 for 30 minutes.
There
Oh,
you go.
that's good. Yeah, I taught swim lessons in high school and lifeguarded, but the swim lessons were absurd. I would do them like maybe 10 to 15 hours a week, and I was getting paid like $16.50 for this.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Yeah, if I stuck with it and I acquired more students, I'd probably end up, you know, teaching a half an hour lesson for like $30.
Yeah.
And then if you get a few of those, you know.
That's money.
Yeah, no.
That is money.
Damn, if you taught 4 private kids a day,
Yeah.
you'd be making basically what I make now, which is depressing as shit.
Well, and if I kept getting a high level, I could start charging more and more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. At $30 an hour. That's-
Have you ever considered like? I mean, I have no idea what rinks there are in LA, but like putting out some flyers and starting your own little coaching biz?
And I could. I would just have to. I'd probably like network a little bit because I know the coaches. Like in El Segundo, there's the Toyota Sports Center,
Mm-hmm.
and I know the coaches there, and I could probably talk with them and see if they'd have like lower level students that needed someone, and just kind of work my way there.
Would you ever make the parent pay more for the shittier the student?
No, that's not how you build up a clientele necessarily.
No, but it's how you break them down, and that's
Yeah.
then
This is
you
true.
build them up.
This is true. You know what? That's a method I might use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Thanks
then-
for the tip.
That's giving them more friction to like rise above. You want to give that to the high achievers. You're like, yeah, so you're good, so I'm gonna charge $50 now. If you really want this kid, you're gonna have to fucking work for it.
Oh shoot.
That kid goes to the Olympics.
Yeah. And that's how it works. Bada bing, bada
Like,
boom.
Bada
You
bing,
gotta-
bada boom.
You make the hard workers work even harder.
Wow. So, Steven, you said that you make abysmal wages.
Not abysmal, but you know.
What do you do if you feel comfortable talking about
Oh,
it?
what do? I feel so comfortable talking about it. I bet. Yeah, whatever. I basically I work at a small tech company, and we're like influencer marketing, and it's like totally sick. And you know, basically my job boils down to getting people to try out the website, answering their questions, and just lots of emails, and then like brainstorming like ways to engage and get clicks and likes and blah, 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 blah. And I hate it. So but it was the place that would hire me without fully being graduated because
You still are part-time.
Well, I just had my recital that I had to finish, which I did on January 26th. You came.
I came.
You know, and also saw the concert. And so yeah, that's where I started working. And the people are cool. It's really cool as like a first job out of college because like I love it and hate it in that it's not engaging, it sucks.
Okay.
But I also don't have to work on my feet anymore.
Okay. I'm gonna stop you right there.
Okay.
Sounds shitty. And the thing you put in the pro column is also shitty.
I mean, it's I do in many ways feel like if I was working with my hands right now, this would be great. But just like my previous job, Jimmy John's, you had to be standing for no reason. Like they wouldn't allow you to sit, and it's just like.
Really?
That kind of shit is so nonsense and stupid. And it's like if you have time to lean, you have time to clean.
Oh, man.
Jimmy.
What a horrible slogan.
Jimmy John's.
That's not the slogan of the restaurant. Jimmy John's sandwiches. If you have time to lean, you have time to clean. Get back to work, motherfucker. It's
catchsip, bad catchphrase.
I should add in a little jingle after that.
Yeah.
Yes, you should.
Yeah.
If you have time to clean, you have time to sip some lean, or whatever you said.
Yeah, you should.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba.
I'm
You have time to
hating
clean.
Pizza.
Yeah.
We all went
Pizza.
We went different routes.
Okay, so speaking of different routes, do you have any
I
interesting
was
career
thinking of different
choices?
strokes.
Oh man, you know, the thing that I think happened in college was I studied music and like the goal, the dream of a classically trained musician is basically orchestra. That's like winning the lottery career-wise. There's also a freelance world, and like, you know, I'll do little things that come in here and there. But it's like, it's kind of like once you go to the house, you see the sausage is made, to be really cliche. Like, you know, like there's 2 bassoonists in every orchestra. Juilliard graduates a bassoonist every year. You can see, like, it just kind of killed. Like, I'm not prodigious, but one thing that's kind of in the realm of what I studied and what really gets my gears going is sound design for like post-production stuff. So kind of learning a little bit of that in my free time. Not that I like it. My free time is just fucking so neurotic, but yeah, that's something that I would like to work towards in the near future to try to get out of where I'm at. Yeah.
What was the worst job you ever had? Was it Jimmy John's?
No, I mean, the job itself would have to be the call center. I worked at a home call center as a collector for Comcast.
Okay, I hate you already.
Oh no, I hated it. But it's like, it was right after I moved out to California, and I needed a job to pay rent, and my roommate did it. And so we were just like, you know what? Fuck it. It's something you can do from home, which is great. A job you can do from home is great, but usually it's soul crushing. Yeah. Like debt collecting. And like half the time you'd call people who can like maybe make a small payment, and the other half it's just some heart-wrenching story like, oh, I'm sorry I didn't pay my bill. I just got out of the hospital because half of my body was broken by a truck, and I can't pay it right now.
That's one half of a good working body.
Yeah. So I get back to work. You got time to lean.
You got time to clean. Eat some pizza.
Bada bing, bada boom. I'm hating it.
And so it's just it's so depressing. And I think they went out of business because like they just let us both go one day, because it was like we'd gone a couple days, whereas like nothing came in, no new calls. And we're just like, hey, and they're like, yeah, so you're done. Okay, and then I got the job at Jimmy John's after like a week of depression. But
sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I was like, I'm not gonna be able to make rent. I can't make it. I'm gonna die.
And then Jimmy came.
Hold on, it's Noah's time now.
Yeah.
Wow. No, fuck you. Rafe, tell me about your job, you piece of shit.
I've never had a full-time job.
I mean, neither have I, but like a part-time job?
I've had a part-time job since middle school, the same place, and...
Wait. Can I just cut you off for a second?
Yeah, go ahead, because I'm not a narcissist.
No. I'm just saying, like, earlier you're giving us shit for, like, you've never had kids. But here you are, I've never had a full-time job.
I didn't choose the topic.
Yeah, Rafe.
Yeah, Rafe.
Well, believe it or not, I also worked as a figure skating coach.
No way!
Whoa.
I mean,
I thought you looked familiar.
It's my shapely body, you know? It just gives me away.
Agile.
One time I worked a different part-time job for customer service. Learned a lot there. I'm having a flashback. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The other week I got a job on a film set, and they were filming some commercials. And
wow.
I was all excited. I was like, I get $100 a day. I only have to work like 14 hours a day. It's great. One of my friends was like, you got less than minimum wage, Rafe.
And you were like, I can't do math.
I was like, but $100 all at once. That seemed like a good deal, you know?
Yeah. You win some, you lose some.
That's true. Was it cash or a check or whatever?
They gave me a check, and then also I got to work as an extra briefly. They're like, dress like a pirate. Put this pirate outfit on and get up on there.
Where's your IMDb at, though?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I want to see Rafe's pirate performance.
Pirate number 4. The sickly-looking one.
Yeah.
Positivity.
But I also worked. Yeah. I've worked in a comic book store.
Really? How was that?
It's pretty good. Everyone's very casual there. They're very friendly. They don't really care when I show up or what I do.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do you work on commission then? Like, hey man, you want that comic book? Well, it'll go well with these 2 other comic books.
Yeah, exactly.
My mom just texted me. She's listening, you guys.
Oh.
Shout out to Linda.
Hi, Grace's mom.
Also, Hannah earlier said that it wasn't Sam who called you a bedwetter. It was Hannah.
Hannah! You know what? Then that's okay. Still fuck you, Sam.
Still calling out
you
your brother.
You mean Cam.
Yeah. I mean, Sam.
Wait,
Cohen.
Cam Sam Mammon? Ham I Sam?
You just find out your mom's listening and you say "fuck you" to your brother.
Sorry, Mom.
It's on record. We post this to the internet.
And that was the
Do we?
Your booby will find out.
Grandma, no!
When was the last time we posted this to the internet? I think I have a... So, for the listeners, I have a beard right now. I did not have a beard the last time we were posting these to the internet.
I would like to say, for the record, that was the first time I cussed this entire time. And for some reason, the second I found out my mom's listening, I'd go for it.
Yeah,
Sorry, Mom.
Fearless.
Yeah, living on edge.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. We will upload this.
Living on
Unless
edge.
someone says something very problematic.
Oh,
Felipe and Furcon burst in.
Yeah, just to have a normal conversation.
Have any conversation that they've ever had.
Well, I know about Felipe, but does Furcon say some out there shit?
No, he just has a tendency to
The Lord,
say some far out shit.
the
Yeah,
Lord
you know what?
blessed
Yeah.
him with foot and mouth disease. Furcon, I know you're not listening, so
You don't know
we
that
love
half
you.
of it.
Fuck you.
Apparently,
We love you, Ghost of Furcon.
The
Rest in power.
the Hannah that said that was actually Sam's girlfriend.
Named Hannah?
Oh.
Named Hannah. And Sam said to fart into the mic, but I'm not going to do that.
Is
Wow.
it the same Hannah that we know?
No.
I was going to
That
say
would
that
be
would be
insane.
quite the connection.
That'd be quite the
Wait,
connection.
does Sam go here?
No.
He just knows that.
How
you're
old?
on
How old
the
is your
podcast.
brother? What's his address?
Yeah.
Yeah, can we call
He
him?
lives in Fullerton. His
Okay.
full name is Sam Is it William? Sorry, Sam, if it's not William. I think it's Sam William Cohen. I'm going out on a limb there.
Don't even know
Very
your brother.
nice.
How long have you been related?
Very nice.
And what's your mother's maiden name? First pet?
Shub.
Shub?
Shub.
Well, you can shove that up. Yeah. Okay. Back to the topic
Yeah,
at
back to the topic.
hand. Okay. So, Rafe, you've had this part-time job.
Yes.
Doing debt collection,
Yes.
and
I break legs.
you break legs, you take names, you chew gum, and you're all out of legs.
I'm all out of ass.
Yeah, you're all out of ass. Yeah. So, do you guys have any workplace horror stories? I once had to argue with a boss of mine because he wanted me to come with him to a bathhouse with him and some other coworkers.
Oh my.
And I told him, I said, I am 16 and this would be inappropriate. And he's like, don't worry, they don't check ID. And I was like, that's not the problem here. It's that I don't want to be in a bathhouse with you.
That actually happened?
And
Yeah.
to this day, you are still together, yes?
Yes, he's actually my fiancé. Yeah.
Your fiance?
Yes, he is. I am fianced and it is to him.
Do you wear Nike shoes?
Do I like shoes?
No. Do you wear Nike shoes?
Nike.
Yeah.
Nike.
Yeah.
I've never had any like encounters
Any shoes?
with like what?
You've never had any shoes.
I've never had, yeah. I walk barefoot. I've never had any encounters with like bosses or people, but the horror story is that I was running late and our parking lot, they like start to make coaches. It would get so full that they would make coaches park in a random lot in this office complex that the rink was in, and the majority of the parking lots were all like private parking only for like this specific place. So I was already late and I was driving around and the parking lot was packed, so I could not park there. And I basically just spent 20 minutes driving up and down, turning into places, looking for a spot, saying that was illegal, going back. And basically that was a traumatic experience, and now I'm afraid to park my car. So I keep driving forever. That's a lie, but anyways, I try to make it more interesting.
Some say she's still driving.
You would get along with Jen, who I think has never not gotten into an accident from a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Jen on the podcast a few weeks ago said that she was like in an accident and then on her way to get the car fixed got into another accident. And then as her car was fixed, she got into another accident. And we keep saying accident, it was a purpose.
Yeah. At one point she flipped someone off in traffic, and then it turned out that was her boss.
No way.
Yeah.
I've had bad road rage.
Is this Jen Harbeck or a different Jen?
No, the very one.
Oh, we got some important chat messages.
Oh.
Hi, Jen.
Should I read the one about the toes, Noah?
Sure, why not?
It says Noah sucks toes, girthy ones, probably of questionable hygiene, which is not wrong.
Yeah.
Not wrong so far, not an insult. Let's read some more.
Noah Rafe helped me write my film essay.
Oh.
Okay,
$50.
I actually wrote a film essay, submitted it yesterday, so
Just
I
pass
can.
it down.
I've written quite a few.
Yeah.
Nice.
I had a friend who wanted to write, I think, on like civil rights or something, and Black Panther had just come out, and so she wrote on Black Panther, and then the TA gave the paper back and said, Wakanda is not a real country, this is garbage.
Wow.
So unfortunately
Harsh.
she had to rewrite the paper.
Oh, bummer.
Thoughts on the middle name Gerald?
Gerald. Is it spelled with a G or a J?
With a G,
With a
obviously.
G, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I think it's pretty exciting. You know, G's that are like the hard, like J. I think that's great. You know.
Wait.
You know.
That's a soft
Yeah,
G,
is it
then.
G?
It would be Gerald.
Yeah, Gerald is a
But
hard
to me,
G.
saying J is more aggressive than G.
Oh, so you're just saying like fuck the English language and the rules and the established dictionary
As an
pronunciations
English
and all that.
major, I have authority over the letters.
As an English major, you have nothing.
So
This is fact.
What was it the last? We yelled at you about being an English major last time you were on this.
Because
You
I
did.
struggle with words and verbs and
that's clear.
adjectives.
Have you had to pay for any marathons to run lately?
No, I was supposed to run a 5K, and
Yeah.
they
Not a
canceled.
marathon, but
Not a
that's
marathon,
fine.
but close
So
enough.
why waste my time?
So
Yeah.
and we paid for close in my heart.
If you round up, if you round up, okay.
Anywhom, I paid for it, and then they moved it for. They were like weird circumstances. We're moving it 2 months away. So and then it happened to be this past weekend, and then I was like, well, I'm not.
Yeah, you have shit to do and people to see.
Yeah, so I didn't do it, but I still paid, and that's called a scam.
That'll show
That
'em.
is a scam, my
Yeah,
friends.
that
Yep.
is a scam.
Wow.
And it's only 8.8 times less than a marathon, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm not a math major, so
Oh.
it's not
Neither
gonna work
was
with
I.
me.
The chat says the audio cut out just as you read my chat.
Oh, sorry,
Aw.
buddy. Oh, hopefully it didn't cut out
You'll
that
get
time.
them next time.
Sam says, Grace, you are the worst driver ever.
No, I'm not.
How many times have you hit a curb,
Oh
Grace?
man, this is
That's
so
personal.
How many times?
What do you mean?
How
How
many
many times?
personal.
How many times have you shit yourself, Grace, while driving a car?
Listen, I've knock on wood never got in an accident, and I would drive at least 2 hours every day to get to my rink. And I would take the freeways. I've been pulled over twice, but never have gotten a ticket. How about that? That's skill.
That's fair.
I've been pulled over for speeding once,
But your car looks fucked up.
and then
though.
I forgot. No, and then
Never-
I forgot to put my headlights on at night.
I never got a ticket from hitting someone else, just scratching up the shit fucking.
If you hit the police officer, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Because they can't give you the ticket.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right. So, Rafe, I mean, anything from your job that was just like stood out as just the shittiest?
No, I've always been treated pretty well. I've had a pretty cushy life.
Must be
Okay,
nice.
fair enough.
I got a couple.
Guess 6824. Why are you doing that?
Guest 864, we just shouldn't acknowledge anymore. They're having
For
technical
the
difficulties,
listeners,
and it
they
affects
said-
literally
What
nobody.
they said.
For the listeners, they said, I'm listening to my phone in my right ear and on my computer in my left ear, and it's not synced up. That's your problem.
Why?
And
That-
entirely your fault.
That
Why
is
do that?
is a
We don't want you to listen,
issue.
Hannah
That's
or
a-
Kylie, whoever wrote that. There's only 2 people.
That would be an issue with what's called ping. It's the time that it takes for a message to be transferred over bandwidth. I'm totally speaking in like
Wow.
shitty terms,
Bandwidth.
but like
word.
your computer connects to the internet with
Yep.
and it gets to the different devices at different times.
Yeah.
So stop listening to 2 devices.
The chat says, ask Grace to spell 4 words of medium difficulty.
Go. Give it to me. I got it.
Plethora.
That's oh.
Ready? P-E...
No! Wrong!
Okay, next.
Cornucopia.
Egregious.
Agree.
These
That's
are not
a
medium
word?
difficulty.
Dildo.
I can't spell.
Fuck.
Boo!
No, your mom's listening. Spell dildo.
I mean, what?
What's
someone-
proof it for mom's...
Did
Oh,
someone...
my honey.
No, that's
One more
that's
word.
disgusting.
Give me a good medium word. I'll prove to you I'm an English major.
Dangle.
D-A-N-G-L-E. Dangle.
Wrong. D-A-N-G-E-L. Stupid. Fucking asshole.
For a second, I was like, wait. I was like, I messed up.
Spell excellent.
Okay. E-X.
Wrong. I said it with the word egg in it.
You can't.
He said excellent.
It's
Excellent.
for my
Everybody
own
knows that.
for my own
G-G-Z.
pride. It's E-X-C-E-X.
I'm mouthing out the letters and she can't get them.
E-L-E-N-T.
If
You
this,
say
if this
elf?
was a spelling bee, you would have failed so many
I don't know
times.
how to spell, okay? I said it.
Number 1 public university.
Remember that spelling bee sketch we did a few years ago?
Yes, I sure do. I was there.
Yes. Let's all reminisce on a time that I think only 2 of us were here for.
There you go.
Yeah. Grace, I am interested. Are you still on your offensive memes hype train?
Hey, listen, I am only here for that full, wholesome content that's family friendly. So that's a negative.
So the
no.
stuff
This is a
you
Christian
described previously-
podcast.
This is a Christian podcast.
I'll be
Even
damned
though
if
we've
I
got-
say fuck.
Mostly Jews in the booth.
This is a Jewish Christian podcast. Or what are you?
I'm an agnostic.
This is
He's undecided.
No,
this is
I'm-
basically an all-inclusive podcast, and I only appreciate memes that make me laugh, whatever that may be.
Right. So last time that
Uh-huh.
was disparaging those
No.
of different capabilities.
I don't know what you're talking about, and it's insensitive what you're saying. So in conclusion, I only laugh at puppies that lick the camera
Okay, fair enough.
and laughing children.
Noah, tell us about... Sorry, Steven, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, in my defense, I say agnostic just because I'm not on the fence. In every way, I'm an atheist. It's just I still know that it could be, like everything outside the realm of what is known could be God or whatever. But I don't like saying atheist because then everyone's like, oh, you're an atheist.
I would just like to say I like how we went from offensive memes to talking about the meaning of our
of God,
existence.
yeah.
That
Well,
was
I mean,
pretty
fair enough.
smooth transition right there.
Well, I mean, if you don't... I'm just a nil vote. So basically, this is an all-Jewish room right now.
Hey,
you know?
hey, Mazel Tov.
Yeah.
Alakazam.
Shalom.
Alakazam.
I'll l'chaim to that.
L'chaim.
Okay, so you all only know one phrase each.
No,
I also know Shabbat.
I know Schmeckel.
That's
I know
not a phrase.
Schmendrick.
I know Buppy.
Stuk.
I know,
You know Schmeckel from Rick and
Chutzpah?
Morty,
I
don't
know
lie.
chutzpah.
No, it's the official currency of Israel, dumbass.
and I know,
Poor so-and-so.
the word, oh, God, Tel Aviv.
Spell it, Grace.
That's like being like, I'm fluent in Spanish. Madrid. Ooh, look at me.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck you guys up with this. Israel.
Whoa, you speak the language.
No, I was looking for I'm really blanking here. There's Tel Aviv, and then there's, where does everyone go?
Jerusalem.
Thank you,
Where
Jerusalem.
does everyone go, and how did I know that?
Didn't I say the word Jerusalem on the way here? Maybe that was yesterday.
No, wait, I think you did.
Is Salome?
What about Salma?
But what about Salma? A great stand-up.
No,
Salome.
Salome. That's King Solomon. That's the name. Salome? No.
Solomon?
Ptolemy?
Salome.
Salome? The
Yeah.
Potomac River?
No. Never
Moses?
mind. I'm just trying.
Noah's Ark? Oh my God, Noah.
Was Noah
that is
Jewish?
my name. Was Noah Jewish?
Noah's Ark.
Well, technically,
Yeah.
His last name was Ark.
We're going to have to build an ark for this
That doesn't
crazy
sound
weather,
Jewish.
am I right, guys?
As we all saw in the... Oh, right, the weather.
sorry.
As we all saw in the movie Evan Almighty, starring Steve Carell.
What about Bruce Almighty?
What about it?
What do we
Yeah,
think?
some bullshit.
Which one? Bruce or Evan?
Evan.
Evan is the one that tells the story of Noah,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And
but with Evan.
and Bruce is the one that tells the story of. Wait, there's no story that
Oh,
lines
wait.
up. I have God powers. And
It's
then,
the opposite of the story of Job.
yeah.
Oh, wait, I just realized they're not the same plot. They just have the same title, kind of.
Yeah.
What is your favorite sequel to a Jim Carrey movie?
Dumb and Dumber 2.
T.O.?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Spell it.
T.O. You know what? You said... I'm being
Jim.
patronized.
What sequels does
What
he have?
happened to your voice?
He's got Dumb and Dumber 2.
He's got Dumb and Dumber 2.
He's got Ace
There's
Ventura.
also a Dumb
Oh,
and Dumber sequel.
just kidding. Ace Ventura, the entire series, beautiful.
Did you know there was an Ace Ventura animated series?
Really?
I
There's also
actually-
The Mask animated series, and they had a crossover.
That was fantastic. The Mask was an amazing movie.
What's your favorite Jim Carrey sequel where he's not in the sequel, but he was in the first one?
That is so
like-
What?
Like
Twilight?
Son of the Mask, Dumb and Dumberer,
Twilight New Moon.
Yes,
Evan
Twilight
Almighty. I can't think of
Evan
any
Almighty
others.
had a sequel?
No, Bruce Almighty. The sequel was Evan Almighty.
Wait, Bruce Almighty and Evan Almighty are in the same cinematic universe?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were
Wait, they are?
They were
No.
the Almighty Cinematic Universe.
You know why I made the connection? It's because Morgan Freeman was God in both.
Yeah, and Evan played Evan Baxter in Bruce Almighty.
Yeah,
The guy
I mean,
that he-
Steve Carell played Evan Baxter.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my.
Or
oh
did
my,
Evan play Steve Carell?
Oh my. No.
Oh my Bruce.
No.
Oh my-
Oh my
Hashem.
Jewish
No,
God!
who's the guy I just said?
Jim
Hashem?
Carrey.
The old guy that played God.
Morgan Freeman.
Oh my, Morgan Freeman. That's
Morgan
what I was
Freeman is
trying to
good.
say.
Well, no, that joke was executed perfectly. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we were talking about jobs.
We were
We're
at
talking
some
about
point.
Job.
Yeah.
What would you do if you had God's powers for a day? What would you do?
I'd give myself God powers for the rest of my life.
Oh,
wow.
I'm that asshole.
Can God like transcend time?
I don't know. Can God transcend? Let's ask God.
As God, I would get rid of world hunger and I would make bad food good for you. And that's the tea.
The T is God's name?
No, the tea is I would make bad food good for you and end world hunger. Oh, and climate change is like a thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck that shit.
I've been taking a class on climate change, and every day it stresses me out a little bit more.
Did you know we're supposed to have like a catastrophic storm hit LA like in the near future?
Nice.
Wasn't that today? We got like an inch and a half of rain.
Oh my god.
Apparently we're supposed to get
Oh, you are so LA.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry
That's
I'm
so
not
funny.
from Houston.
Guys, it's like the energy
from-
here is so bad.
If you're from
That's
LA,
my LA accent.
No, it's you guys. The energy
guys.
here is so bad.
Most people just say I'm in a bad mood. Not an LA person.
No, they go, oh my god, my vibes are off right now. Someone needs to realign my chakras.
Mm-hmm.
But to answer your question about if I had God powers for a day, what I'd really do is I'd just put every person on Earth into just an abyssal vortex where they're just falling for 24 hours. And then they just snap back at the end of it. And so everyone experienced it, but they're all like, wait, what just happened?
Like the invention of lying
Wow.
with Ricky Gervais?
I've never seen it, but if that's the plot, then yes.
No, it's not. But fair enough.
Can you do a Ricky Gervais laugh?
Is it like it's like
It's,
I think that's flapjack.
I say controversial things.
I love flap.
No, I can't do it.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
This is
Hey,
what
hey,
people
What's the most
tell me.
obnoxious laugh you can do?
Oh God.
My own one. That just made me
Yes,
uncomfortable.
Richard. Yes.
Yes, Richard.
You remember that one.
Yeah. Yes, Richard. Give it to me, Richard.
We're referencing a sketch you were not a part of, Grace,
Oh
but
god,
Chloe
that was so good. That was
The
a
other
this-
half.
Ask
of
Chloe
Grace.
about it. You remember
Okay.
Chloe. She's probably still running that marathon
I
that she had to pay
freaking love
for.
Chloe. If you're listening, I love you.
She's not listening.
She's not listening.
Chloe, how dare you?
I have not seen her in months.
I saw her today.
How is she?
She's good. She's coming to the show. She better be coming to the show.
I hope she's coming to the show.
Can-
Speaking of shows,
Look at that.
we do have a show coming up here at UCLA. It's the Laugh Den show this Friday, 8 p.m., Rolf Hall, 1200. You can check our Facebook and social media for more info on that. I
Try
am
to get a
so
flyer.
excited.
Yeah, get a flyer.
The three of us,
We won't be
barring
passing them out
Steven,
anymore.
Well, we'll all be there,
Yep.
but
Yeah.
Grace, Rafe, and I will be in the show.
Woo-hoo.
It's so much fun.
Did we all write a sketch?
I
Yeah.
did not write a sketch.
I wrote a sketch.
I wrote a sketch.
You always write a sketch. You're
I
good
wrote-
at sketch writing.
I
I'm
wrote-
bad.
We kept
What does
having
that-
to
what does that
adjust
make
this
me,
one,
Noah?
so I don't know how it's
Shitty.
gonna go.
I mean, you were definitely the pity inclusion, but you know.
I mean, I already. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine or whatever.
yeah.
I think her
Thanks.
jaw just melted off.
It's fine. It only hurts a little.
What are you guys looking forward to most in the show?
I just can't wait to see everyone's sketches pan out. I think we got a great lineup.
But do you think the audience will get the sketches, though?
Hey, listen up. That was an inside joke if you didn't understand. I did a sketch last comedy show that we had some issues with working out the technicalities during rehearsal. And we had a focus group come in.
You had a focus group? Damn, you guys are scaling things up.
No, by focus group, we randomly grabbed 3 strangers outside the door that had clearly never been to a comedy show before.
Or had heard a joke?
Yeah.
They did not understand the sketch.
Or
Nope.
spoke English. They were visiting.
The sketch involved
Italy.
me being a doctor, and we were like, is it clear from context that I'm a doctor?
Yep.
And they...
They asked about the T-shirt that one of the actors was wearing and thought that was a part of the
yeah,
sketch.
they went, is it funny because he's supposed to be Deadpool?
Because he was wearing a Deadpool T-shirt. It was such a mess. But guess what? The audience, I think it went over
They
well.
ate it up.
They
and
ate that
It
up.
would have gone over even better at USC had they not screwed up the timing on the lights.
Did it? Did something
Oh,
happen
no.
at USC?
So we did it. We did the doctor beat in the in Laughed In
yeah.
twice, but for USC we put it at the end of a third sketch.
Oh.
Rule of 3. set up a joke, give it a stroke, third time and bam.
And
Right.
they jacked off your stroke.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
What they did is they messed up they cut me off with the lights before I could do the second one.
Yeah.
And the third one, I had to go back and just do the regular line instead of a hilarious improv take on it.
Oh,
Which
bummer.
I find I do a lot in Grace's sketches is she gives me a line and then by the end I've just changed it to something else entirely.
Yes,
Yeah.
but that's what makes it beautiful.
My favorite part of Laugh Den is like we definitely practice hard. We definitely like try to like stay true to the script. But once we are on stage, like it's just what we say. And there have been times when like I've argued with a writer director of a sketch and been like, the line is really funnier if I say it like this. And I'm like, no, it has to be this way. And then I just do it my way and it gets a big laugh and I walk off just looking so fucking smug.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
He just
Yeah.
masturbates into their face on the way down the stairs.
splooge. Yep, I had a great sketch and it was my edition that got a laugh. Sorry.
Like for the sketch that I'm in, I can like already feel that I'm not gonna stick to like the script, at least for like the little like bits that are. Or the
You
little
already
beats.
haven't.
Yeah, that's my point. So I just can tell it's gonna escalate from there.
Can you give a teaser of the banana sketch? One of your lines out of context, assuming you've memorized them.
I haven't, but I kind of do. It is I, the banana man, from which I can remember from my memories of remembering. It's something like that.
It's
Yo.
something
Excellent.
like that.
Banana Man is my name on Snapchat.
Is it?
It's
Really?
Banana MAAN. And that's because I made
Well,
it.
that's how you spell man.
Well, no, because Banana Man MAN was taken.
Well, there you have it. That's your Snapchat
That's
name.
my Snapchat. Yeah, follow me. I don't snap. I don't
Well,
do shit.
speaking of following us on the internet, we have a whole round of plugs to go through for this show we have coming up. You can follow Grace.
At Grace ___. I think there's 3 underscores. Cohen, Cohen on Instagram.
Sounds good to me. Where can they follow you, Steven?
Oh, you can follow me at I am the Ryder on Twitter or Instagram. Instagram is a satirical foodie blog, so that's fun.
There you go.
I don't post serious shit up there ever.
Sounds good. Rafe, where can they follow?
I'm at Bursting Rafe on Twitter.
That's all? Yeah.
I mean, I'm on Snapchat, but that's for me.
That's for the
That's for
ladies.
dick pics only.
Yeah. Okay, you can follow me, Noah Stern, on Instagram at Noah Stern _. You can follow me on Snapchat at Be Gentle. You can follow me on Twitter at Noah But No Arc. And most importantly, you can follow UCLA Comedy on Instagram. It's just at UCLA Comedy. It's a great @ You can find us on Facebook. We got so much information for our shows and everything like that.
Email us at theshenaniganspodcast@gmail.com. I
Yeah.
hope to receive a second email one day.
One day.
And you can follow me on the street.
There you go.
Yeah,
I'll follow you on the
thank you.
street. Yeah,
Yeah.
no problem. I got you.
cool.
All right.
We hope you had fun. We hope we had fun.
Oh, yes.
On that note, tune in next week, Wednesdays, 9 to 10 p.m. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, everybody.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
been
you.
it's been a blast. Thank you for coming in.
Get out of